green. Oh, oh, the land is green. It's green. Can't you see? I can't see. Oh, the harvest is ready 'cause he told me so. It's green and it's all mine.
Hello and welcome to Momemt with Avoyi, your weekly program on Chateau FM. I am Avoyi. In today's edition, I'll be talking about who you are as a person. Often, people ask the question, who are you? Who will you say you are? Either angrily or decently. The question still remains, who are you? Before I dwell on that, let us go for a break and don't go away.
And you may not think I care for you when you know down inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Still love, how deep is your love? I really need to learn.
Welcome back. I just asked you the question before the break, who you really are. Who are you when you are alone? Who are you when you are with people? Who are you when the going gets tough? Who will you be when you suddenly becomes rich? Who are you? Beyond you listening to me, who are you on the inside? Who are you when no one sees you? Many angles to answer this question, but the most heard of is, I am who God says I am, without conviction in your spirit. You just heard people saying it. I am who God says I am, and you repeat after them. Have you even for once take your time to research who you are? No, I guess. You may help me further to tell me your name, degree, life experience, and things you have suffered in life or things you have achieved in life. Oh, do you know you are someone special? Royal priesthood, a holy nation, and God's best? You're probably hearing this for the first time or thinking it's just a self-acclaimed. But it's God's description of you. The Bible tells us in the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 that you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. According to the scriptures, humans are not an evolutionary accident, but a special creation. Human beings were purposefully created by God to fulfill a preordained role in the world. They have peculiar qualities that somehow reflect the nature of God himself because he made us in his image after his likeness. He set us apart and above all other created beings. So, I want to hear you tell someone when next you are asked the question, who are you? Tell the person you are someone special, peculiar, royal priesthood. You do not need to look down on yourself just because someone asks you of who you are. Are you aware that your real you is on the inside and is what you do when no one is watching you, what you accept, reaction, and when you are faced with challenges? And self-evaluation. All these put together describe who you are. I love to tell people who cares that what you will not accept in the secret room, do not accept it in the open. And what you will not accept in the open, do not accept it in the secret. Until you permit what you accept or what people call you, nobody can force it on you. It is now the right time to identify you without fear or inferiority complex. Do you know what inferiority complex does? It makes you feel lesser than the other, makes you feel less important, intelligent, or skillful than other people. While fears is an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger, real or imagined. The imagination is what causes the threat to life. It's very dangerous. Funny enough, some persons are easily taken off their balance when they read or heard people read the profile of some persons. They feel those ones are more capable than them. Immediately, they begin to fear and feel sorry for themselves. That shouldn't be your case. It is not like that. The profile of that person may be higher than you, but have you ever think about your ability you have in you? Have you ever imagined yourself doing this extraordinarily, positively? I tell you boldly, without missing words, that your education, background, money in your bank account, physiques, your skin color, status, exposure, and many more should not define you. What should define you is what proceeds from you, what you agreed to be called or described by. I know you will be wondering, what then should define who a person really is? You are special. You are not born by mistake. You are unique the way you are. You are peculiar. And to crown it all, you are a royal priesthood. Do you know who a royal priesthood is? Just imagine yourself as a king's kid, a king's child. You'll be treated separately from ordinary, and that's who you are. Anyways, whatever is ringing like a bell in your mind, telling you you are less important, sit down and create a checklist of what Mr. A has that you do not have. Once you know it or know them, research to know if they are something you can achieve on your own. If yes, you can, go ahead. If not, ignore and move on. You do not need to bury your head between your laps and begin to regret why you were born. Let us go for a break, and when we return, we will look at things that contribute largely to some persons who feel inferior and insecure amongst people. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is Momemt with Avoyi, weekly brought to you by the Kogi Gogo production. You can visit our YouTube channel Avoyi or Facebook page Momemt with Avoyi to listen to our previous editions. To make your contribution, send SMS to 0805 182 7303. Again, 0805 182 7303. Back to our discussion. What are likely factors that make you feel lesser amongst your mates or colleagues? These are money, education, power, exposure, civilization, body structure, skin color, and many more. Money is a stronghold that reduces some persons to nothing. It makes them feel inferior and will not be able to contribute their quota to any issue that involves money because they don't have it. That means you do not have money to spend like others. Please do not allow pity just because you do not have money. Raise your head up. Speak to yourself that you will get to the position of a giver one day. Once you have this registered in your mind and in your heart, you will not feel inferior to anyone, even if they spend dollars. Education is another one. Education is acquiring knowledge. And knowledge put to work is power. So, to make power available, you need to be educated. What happens when you are not where you want to be? You do not need to blame your parents for not being able to train you further after your primary or secondary school. But I will blame you if you stop there. What stops you now that you are over 20 or 30? Get yourself enrolled in an adult education. Get your certificate and enroll to acquire a professional training. Obtain the certificate or a degree in any course of your dream. It's not too late, my dear brother and sister. Thank God, no age barrier in education. Joke apart, without education, you will be limited to interact with some persons. It's either when you are in their midst, you remain quiet or you walk away. If not, you will be rubbished when issue of displaying how knowledgeable you are arises. Immediately, you will feel rejected, inferior, and abandoned, but you can change the narratives if you want to. Haven't you heard of a 70-year-old man in Ogun State, in Nigeria, not abroad, who desired to be a graduate of law? He made up his mind, determined that whatever may come his way, he must become a graduate. And surely he did. Today is counted among graduates of law. It is how well and not how far. Your delay is a blessing in disguise, not a denial. Power is another way of reducing yourself. Power also has the ability to push you to the bottom. Your mate who has the power to do and undo can become your weakness when you think you cannot, or you think you cannot approach him or her again. But when you know you have an area of strength, you can be rest assured that where one power ends, another begins. The rich has influence and power, but you that is not rich also have your influence and power. The difference is level of operation. The rich cannot do everything without the one tagged not rich. If you can only know that time and chance happen to them all, then you will not let it disturb you because God is aware of your challenge, of your present situation, and is able to raise you from dust to sit among the priests and queens and wealthy men of this world. Your level of exposure and civilization can contaminate your reasoning to say you are inferior to the one that is exposed and civilized. That's why you will not limit yourself to that level you are. Read, study. Even if you're not going to school, buy books, read them, study, prepare yourself for the future. Tell yourself you know this, so that when they are discussing on any topic, you'll be able to have a say. It's not enough to say, I did not go to school, so I will not read. What stops you from reading newspapers, magazines, to get acquainted and get abreast of what is happening? You have a lot to do for yourself. God will not come down to do it for you. He has already done everything. You are to tap into it and get a hold of it and work with it and become it. So that is it for you. Some persons also feel inferior when it comes to body structure. Some just hate themselves because of how God created them. Do you know you are God's image? God created you. He said He created you in His own image. So why are you bothered about how you look like? You are God's best. You are the best creature. If you don't know, anyone created by God is an image created after God's likeness, which means you are God's best. Always look at yourself as the best, no matter how you look. Face the mirror and tell yourself you are the best. Many times I hear people say, I want to look like you. I will immediately tell them no one can ever be like you because you are unique in the way you are created. I was once there when I would see short people, I would say, wow, I wish I am this short. But when I discovered that God created me to be the best, wow, I said, who is this elegant, tall, beautiful lady? Nobody is like me. I'm the best. Until today, I'm the best. If you see me physically, I will tell you I'm the best. And you will be convinced because it's all over me. I am the best. No one can be like me. I am me. I am me. You can't be me. God knows why He has created me to be tall and beautiful and intelligent. And He has given me the ability to create words, ability to reason, ability to create content, ideas. Nobody can take that from me. What you can do is to appreciate who you are and use it to glorify God. Some will say, how I wish I am as tall or as short as this person. No, it's not good. Gradually, you will build in you the inferiority complex because of what you think is the best look for you, and you are not. Let me go further to deal with an inferiority complex. You need to know that nobody, not even you, can change people's perception. You can only change your own perception. Because you are the architect of what you want to be called. What you accept is what you become. Signs of inferiority complex by Cherry Alcon are feeling insecure, incomplete or unworthy, withdraw from everyday activities, comparing and social situations. When you talk about social situation, you will not want to mingle with people because of how you look, because of your education background, because of what's happened. Do you know you can gain, when you mingle with those who know more than you can gain a lot. As I am, I look up to those who know more than me. I can't hide under those who I already know more than. I love to get this knowledge every day, to be inspired to do more. And I love to be tutored by those who really know more than me. When you begin to compare yourself with others, you feel inferior. You feel you are not at the level they are. Compete with yourself alone, not with others. Take your time to outdo your past. Not to watch Mr. A, you must be like Mr. A. The grace upon Mr. A may not be upon you for now, but you have your grace to do things at the level you are. Another thing is feeling of hostility. When you feel you are being bulldozed, you are being edged out every time. Be bold and come out strong. Come out strong from that your shield. You are bold. You are the best. Come out and speak for yourself and do things that other persons cannot do. You have that special gift God has given to you. Discover it and be your best. Another one is frustration. You are frustrated about everything, frustrated of what happened, frustrated of what is around you, frustrated about government, frustrated about people, frustrated about everything. Why are you so concerned about what is happening? Be concerned about yourself and don't be frustrated. Because when you are frustrated, you are going towards the end of your life. Don't be frustrated. Be encouraged instead. But when you see negative things, tell yourself you can change it. If you cannot use your mouth to change it to be better, then keep quiet. Nervousness. You are nervous about everything. You are afraid. You can't mount the stage. You can't talk before person. You cannot. Even if you don't know how to speak, speak. English is not your birthright. Speak. Join you to your Ibira. Join you to whatever language you speak. Speak something. Don't be nervous when you are confronted with issue. Be bold to face it. Aggression. Some people are just short-tempered. Everything aggresses them. Everything aggresses them. You are angry at everything, every moment. No. Aggression is a defeat. Aggression is a sign that you are inferior. It's a sign that you are not complete. It's a sign that you cannot meet up. Don't be aggressive. Be patient. Be wise. Be patient like dove and be wise like serpent. You cannot be just aggressive in everything. When they see you, they will see aggression. No, it is not good. Stop it. Do you know anger is bad spirit? If you know you cannot deal with it, go on your knees and pray. I was once there. I prayed and God helped me. So don't be aggressive. Pray for it to leave you. It's a spirit. It's a bad spirit. If you don't know, it's a demon. And when you are aggressive, you can do wrong things. You can do things that are not welcome. And another one is somia. Inability to complete tasks. When you feel you cannot perform, you cannot deliver, and your opponent, your partner is delivering. Before you know, you feel envy, you become jealous of the person. Even wanted the person to die so that you can not see any other person to compete with. No, now. It's your ability you should work on. Work to deliver. You shouldn't be at that level where you wish everybody around you fail just because you cannot cope. It's also a bad spirit. Deal with it. Inferiority complex is a sign of depression. And you know what depression causes? Depression can lead to suicide. Depression can kill you. Depression can lead to blood pressure. Depression is a silent killer. So don't be depressed. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. People will say when there's life, there's hope. Let's keep the life on so that the hope can be there. Please. Stop this over-stressing yourself, your mind, thinking of something you cannot solve. Stop worrying about everything. Be concerned about the area you can at least provide solution or do a meaningful contribution to reduce the tension. Not be thinking and cause depression for yourself. Anxiety or other mental health disorder. All these lead to inferiority complex. Fear of the unknown. You are worried here and there. You are not fit here, you are not fit there. Tell me where you are fitting. Discover your strength and work on it. To manage inferiority complex, you need to use comparison or inspiration. Compare yourself with others. Not that you want them to come down, but you want to be like them and know how they achieve that aspect of life you are desiring for. So talk to them, make them your mentors. Then you can talk to them and see how they do their things. Then you can follow. Before you know it, you are inspired. For instance, look at we talk of Obi Kupana. If when Obi Kupana came to Abuja, he was like giving up. He cannot do it when he said he was sleeping in a room with at least 10 persons. But he singled himself out and started doing something meaningful. He started this small estate management, get land for people to buy, to do this. And he said his first 1 million he made was from gift and from commission. And he did not stop there. He started with that 1 million and began to make more money. He built a hotel named Kupana. And he empowered all his friends with million naira. And they started like that. So any business they open, they use Kupana. And Kupana is becoming bigger and bigger. Today, it's everywhere. And all these people he made are now millionaires and billionaires. This is the kind of life we should love to imitate. The kind of person we should be inspired to become. Touch lives, raise money, because the generation is waiting for you. If you are there, you are not doing anything, they will pass you by. Add your value now that you are alive. Be a plus and not a minus in your society, in your community, in the state, in nation, Nigeria. Be a plus and not a minus. You know, it's natural to compare, but you can just allow yourself to do your best than comparing yourself with others. Not to learn to be like them, but to bring them down so that you can outshine them. It is wrong. Do frequent reality check when anything happened to you. Ask questions to know if such has happened to someone before. And I'm sure nobody will tell you it has never happened. It has happened before. And if it has happened, ask them how the people were able to overcome it. So that is how to go about it. Act on evidence, not emotions. Do not always feel because you cannot do something, then you are not qualified or you will never know how to do things. No. Don't be always emotional. Most times see evidence. If someone comes to you and say, wow, they said what you submitted or the idea you brought is rubbish, is wrong, don't be emotional about it. Just tell yourself, I can do better. I will do better. Many times I have dropped ideas for people or a write-up, but still they will go and get somebody else to do it. Will I say to myself, I'm a failure? No. I'll work on myself. I'll do better. And nobody can take the idea away from me. I'll continue to do better. People are writing books not because they want to be inspired. What are you doing to inspire your world? I can write books, but I'm not there yet. I will not say because Mr. A is writing books, I begin to rubbish the person. No. Or I'm talking like this. I will now say, wow, I want to lord myself over some persons to listen to me. No. They choose to listen to me or not. And it's not my business. Mine is to continue to do my best. And I'll do my best. And that is where I want you to be. After listening to me today, I want you to go back to your closet, tell yourself what you can become, what you can do to inspire others, to motivate others, what you can do to add value to others, so your life can be beautiful and you'll be stress-free. And when you talk to people again, you will not feel inferior, you will not be nervous. Your emotional will not kill you that you cannot. You can, even if you cannot speak good English. Please communicate. When you speak, that's when people get to understand. If you cannot speak English, tell them, please, can you speak your language? And I'm sure some persons will be there to say, yes, go ahead. People will be there to interpret. That idea, bring it out. That idea, say something. Don't keep quiet. See something and say something nice, positive. Don't always be the one to judge others negatively. God bless you. And this is where we'll wrap it up on today's edition. Please do join us next week for another interesting package that will inspire you always. I am Avoyi, and have a beautiful week. Come back with testimony next week. Goodbye. Hello, it's Momemt with Avoyi, a weekly segment with Avoyi Unwogu on how to recreate our world, how to expose our minds to attract positive things, how to use our minds to change our situation. Call it motivational, inspirational, psychological, or spiritual. You are right, because these are what you will be exposed to on Momemt with Avoyi, a reality radio program on Chateau 102.7 FM. Time every Monday between 7 and 7:30 p.m. It's time to reshape or recreate our world with our minds and hearts. Don't miss it.